Okay, hi everybody, it's Rick. Just doing more Wordle, and one thing I will start with right now is this to-do file, because I was trying to remember what it was we were trying to do, or what it was that we left off with, and I remember, I put it in my to-do file. This is a good practice for even real work, or even real life perhaps, where you leave off something, some long-running thing you're doing, some project, and you just keep notes on it. But the most important note is what do we have to do? And this file here reminds me, oh yeah, we're gonna revamp the updateGuessRow. It's gonna only receive the array, and it doesn't need the number because we can assume it will only look at the last guess row. So that's a good little note, because I was thinking, gosh, I gotta go and keep hammering away at these two pieces. Remember, this here on the left is the text CLI line mode version, where we have this guy going, and then here on the right is the NCURSES version, where we have this going. And you see here we're slowly uniting these two. Yeah, we're slowly uniting these two code bases. And as I mentioned, here in the NCURSES version, we just call this, and it updates the NCURSES based UI. But in the text version, we do this fancy display of the previous rows. And then I had this thought, I think it might have been this morning, where I said, wait a minute, we have a big draw function here. This is doing nothing, but we have a draw, we have this update, I don't even have it here, but this update guess row is kind of a redraw if you think about it. I open up this function, and yeah, it's just taking a guess row, it's going to the last one, and this function could easily just take a model, and the model will know what is the most recent guess. It's the last one, and it could return its number, and it could use that as the offset to start drawing this. And then the same thing on this side, we would have a model that we pass into its update row function. It won't have to be update row. We'll name it something like draw or drawNewGuess. And what's interesting is that I was thinking maybe I'll just unite this updateGuessRow instead what I'll do is I'll make this do it. Instead, what I'll do is I'll rename this updateGuessRow to be something like drawNewGuess or something like that, and we'll do the same over here, and then that'll unite it. So let me code that, and you'll see what I'm going for. I'll go off screen and catch you soon. Okay, we got some exciting new code here. This drawNewGuess for the text mode will be passed in this array of previous guesses. Remember, yesterday I had mentioned that the array of 6 guesses is most likely the model, but I think there needs to be a few more pieces, some other functions in the model to help. Just like this function up here, this one, I gotta remember, I got this function right here. Nope, correct guess word message. That could be its own. That could be a function inside of the model. It's a game, and the game's model is 6 guesses and some scorekeeping, if you will, and it will also know what its current guess number is. And it made me think, the other thought I had was, hey, we got to we have this guess counter here, but there's no need for this guess counter. The model itself can enumerate, and it could just be a big while loop, and the model just knows, like, while true, game run, and then each iteration it grabs a guess, and then it updates it draws the new guess, and then it goes back until is model done. So I know I'm rambling, and it's clear in my head, and verbalizing it it's almost like, well, why am I talking it? I can just code it, and that's what I'm going to do. But it's clear in my head what I think needs to happen. The controller is just going to start the game. The game model will just have start as its initial function, and then there'll be like a while loop, like while game not done or something like that. But we need to consolidate these two functions, because clearly on the curses side, drawNewGuess is very specifically passed a guess counter and a guess row. But instead, when we pass in the array, we have to know how to deal with it properly, and that'll take a little bit of coding. But right now we got these changes in. Let's test this code, see that it works. We'll first test the CLI version, and yeah. What did I do in the other one? Yeah, I just renamed the function. So it's going to be important. We introduced the function in the text, then we renamed the function in the curses to match the text. And again, you're seeing it all come together. Oof. So if there's any lesson to be learned from all this, it seems like you can hack together anything, including the game of Wordle, but to really architect it, to really put some quote engineering behind it, some, I don't know, some yeah, to really polish it, you have to do these things that we're doing right here. Nope, let me do choice. Alright, brother. Chose. It's not horsey though, because honey. See, my streak in Wordle right now is I think 35. So we're gonna get this word. It's gonna be honed. Nope. We're just going through the alphabet now. F, G, M? Honer? Nope. Hones? No. This is gonna bother me if I don't get it. T. On it. No. U. V. W. Ah. It's probably right in front of me too, but it's if it wasn't honed and it wasn't hones, then and it's not honey. Let me just go through the alphabet. A. It's gonna be a word that's not a word. I'll put in Honen. Oh, I got a break. So we know it's not at the end. Hanem. Wow, I can play it this way. Hone D F. No. Wow, this is gonna be. Now I'm just gonna I'm gonna put them all in. This is pure Wordle pride. This is pride. Oh no. Oh no. Boy, look at that. I missed this. The N was in the wrong place. But also, I would not have gotten Hogan. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture this guy and put it into my quick note file. I'll also have a little catch-all place here. To do and notes. We're going to play that now on the other side. Wow. Okay, actually I could have just done it with the split tmux window. Well, what's happening here? Yeah. So if the thing is, so here's the thing. It'd be great if I had a way to monetize what I'm doing, and then I could parlay that into like a new laptop. But rest assured, I can afford a new laptop, but I'm persisting in using this old one just out of, I guess, also out of pride. Chose. See, it's a little more clear here. And then what, honey? Yeah, so that one, we would have gotten that. Honig. What was it? Hogan. Yeah. So this works. Let's go and add this in. We made 2 changes. For the CLI, drawNewGuess. And the other one is I'll just look at the diff here. Let's get this Apple command, but yeah. Put here renames update GuessRow drawNewGuess. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do offline is I am going to modify drawNewGuess to receive an array of the guess rows, and I'm going to be smart about what I draw. What it will draw is simply the last guess row that is there. And I think I can get that. Remember, we are collecting them here. We make a guess row, we update it, and then we add it to the array. Now, again, the model will take care of this, but we don't have a model. So we're gonna pass this whole thing in, and it greatly simplifies the thing. So let me go and do that now offline. Always make small changes. I made as small a change as I could, and I'm now ready to test to see if things are working. Always make small changes and test, and this way when something screwed up happens, you'll know that, oh, it's probably that small little change that I made, and you can reason about it. It's tricky when you lay down a lot of code and then you say, okay, let me see if this thing works. And a little bit like what happened with the dimming keyboard. So I don't know, I think maybe the 20-year-old version of me, I guess maybe must have thought nothing of just spewing out a bunch of code, but I've gotten to be more careful. And I'll tell you something, this morning, or sometime today at work, I work in Node.js. All my files are in a source directory, but I decide to go and create a TypeScript file parallel to my source directory. So when I go and compile the thing, the way the build system worked, the run for our program stopped working. And why did it stop working? Well, all the directories were one level down. And I thought, why are they one level down? And again, small change. This change I made was to introduce a new file parallel to the source directory. And I wish I had that as an example, but I remember for a few panicked couple of minutes, I thought, what have I done? What's going on with this code? And then I thought back, what was the thing that I was doing? And realized it was that new file that I introduced. And it was a test file. It was a little utility to see if something worked or not. And I probably should do that in a separate directory, but with Node, we install everything inside things locally. I don't want to talk about Node. That's work, but it's about making small changes so you're not confused when things don't work. So let's see if this actually worked. I'll try Hogan again. What were my guesses? Chose. Really thinking about this model a lot, and I'll mention I'm going to show this. I had this old book from O'Reilly, Head First Design Patterns, and the authors Freeman and Freeman, Eric Freeman and Elizabeth Freeman. And again, I have probably, I don't know, like 4 feet of technical books, and so every time the need arises, I pare them down. But this is one that I can't bear to part with, only because it's such a colorful book, and it describes these patterns in a way it's somewhat logical to me. And of course, they have a section in here on MVC. The code, of course, is in Java, but I thought, oh, why don't I just take the code in here, which is a simple heart rate monitor program, and just convert that into Swift. But what was cool about their example is that it uses the Java. I think it was Swing, and basically Java has a built-in UI that you can use, and they use that for their simple view. And I thought about converting it all into Swift, but I don't know Swift UI yet. I mean, I'm learning. But so anyway, this is the book that I've been referencing in addition to those 2 articles. I noticed that we have these error messages, so yeah. Value of optional type must be unwrapped. Coalesce. Yeah, I'm gonna do the latter. This very last one. It would be foolish to pass in. Let me think about this. It would be foolish to pass this in with an array that doesn't have at least one, but we should really check for that. So it should really be Then I wonder if this will get rid of this error, because it'll at least have one. Let's see if the compiler finds this. Oh, I just learned today. What did I learn today? Try to bring this up. We still got errors. I saw that go by. I hope this comes up. Yeah, Chris Lattner. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I really love web pages like this that are distinctly old school. Anyway, he is the author of one of the authors of the Swift programming language. I mean, he says he built and managed and launched it. It's amazing. I don't think I ever considered who the author of this language was. I understand now he's not there anymore. He's doing some other stuff, and there may be even some issues with the Swift language politics. But to me, it's still impressive. I'm learning this language. I want to learn about Mac programming. The current way is to use Swift. There's all this stuff before it, Coca and Foundation and all those things, and I'm starting to peek at those things. But I thought it was pretty impressive to read about his accomplishments. Just these things alone, LLVM and CLang, were things that at least LLVM, I remember hearing about that with some other smart software developers who were programming in C or C++, and they were talking about, instead of GNU, let's use LLVM or something like that. And I remember looking it up later on. I said, oh, it's a new kind of compiler, new kind of library. Let's click on it. Yeah, new kind of compiler tool chain stuff. Again, over my head, but the fact that the same person who drove this project is also the same one who did Swift says a lot. It's big. So, oh brother, I forgot to do the. That's a vestige of that's a vestige of C. I mean, to some extent, also Python. You don't need braces in the if statement of Python. So what's going to happen if this works, and we'll force it if it doesn't. Oh, brother. It really doesn't. I guess. So then I'll just assume. Let's do this. Let's leave that if there. That's a good assertion for the top of the function. Guess, make sure that the count is over 0. The array is empty. So, but when this finishes, what we'll do is what we'll do is maybe start to consider the model a little bit. Yeah. You know what? I will do that. Okay. Oh, brother. So we got some problems. Let me play the rest of it. It's also honey. Yeah, so I definitely have something buggy here. Now, you saw me update this business with the offset, but I see this brace here. I think I might be calling it down here somewhere. Yeah, wait. I also wonder about this count, but it looks like they're going into the right location. Honey, honed. Wow, see, I'm printing the array. I'm printing the array somewhere, and where that is, oh, here. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Let me go. I want to keep both these windows up, but people, it's this one right here. Pop this back here. Oh, it's just fine here. Then if this finishes, then I think I'll quit after this and ponder the model some more. And the other thought I had was, because I like that example inside of the Head First Design Patterns book so much, I thought, why don't I just install Java on this Mac and just run it? Maybe I don't want to install the latest Java, but okay. Nope. Still not good. Funny. Yeah. So we got the GuessRow. And maybe one more place. It's not here. Oh, you know what? S. Oh, brother. This is the count, everybody. That's what's wrong. The count is actually this guy, Y, but it needs a, we need to add a 1 to it because of the math. Zero-based index, so the first row has an index of 0. We calculate it when you get the count. It's I think you know what's happening here. When you have an array of 1, its index is 0, and that's what we're displaying here. This count minus 1 is just to get the index number. We need to display the guess number, which is 1 higher than that, because it's of 0 index. So the first guess can't be 0. The first guess has to be 1, and so on. So that's what this is. So I might try the Java thing, but this is an old computer, but Java's a pretty robust language. It's that whole book that I showed you is written using entirely Java. So we got it. We got a good change here. We only have this one bit where I'm just gonna capture this into a message here. Yeah, small enough change, and I'm gonna commit it, and then we're gonna sign off. Okay. Thanks everybody for checking out this little bit of coding. I will push this up, and tomorrow we'll I think if I can work up the guts, I will make a model. The other part of the model that repeat while a function. Oh yeah, this thing. The other part of the model that is intriguing is to get the input. Right now the controller is in its own loop doing its own decisions, and it needs to, because it needs to call to the view to update the status. The controller also has a handle on the Wordle word, so yeah, it might be that we need to live with this to grab the input, but this, the guess counter 1 to 6, that's the part that I think it'd be interesting to rethink, because the model will know whether it's done or not. We don't need a counter from 1 to 6 and then some logic to break out of the counter. We can break out of the counter. We can run the loop only as many times as we need to. I mean, technically that's what this is doing, but again, we're inverting it. This is more, yeah. Anyway, this is me programming. So thanks again, checking this out. I do appreciate it, and we'll catch everybody next time.